All right, shalom, beloved. Hopefully everyone is doing wonderful today. I want to continue down this road, down this path, dealing with these principles. Again, showing how in our everyday function, in our everyday life, the Most High used these different things to really show us how, these things were functional. These things were functional. They're layered, again, in our everyday activities, just the way we operate every day. And a lot of times we overlook it because the adversary has created so many distractions, right? Visual distractions, or what we hear, what we listen to. And again, he's done a masterful job, right, with his distractions. But the Most High, again, the Most High is showing us that these things that he created, in the natural, and we can see them in the spiritual, just based off our everyday activities and how we operate. So before I get started, let me start off by giving all glory and honor to the Creator of the universe, the Heavenly Father Yahweh, and to His Son Yeshua HaMashiach. I'd like to also send out a greeting to the brothers and sisters that's teaching and trying to reach the people of the diaspora, and also to the Gentiles that are gathered with us. In sincerity to you guys, I say shalom. So I want to start off. Let's start off in Proverbs. Let's start off in Proverbs first. Proverbs chapter 4 and verse 7. Wisdom is the principal thing, therefore get wisdom, and without thy getting, get understanding. Wisdom is the principal thing, therefore get wisdom, and without thy getting, get understanding. See, a lot of times we have, again, a lot of wisdom. We go over a lot of these precepts, a lot of scriptures, but we don't even have the understanding. We can't connect the natural and the spiritual. And already I know most of you guys, again, should see this. But again, this a lot of this is for those that may not see it, and again, to help those that may want to be able to give a loved one, a family member, some insight, and they just didn't know what direction to go, Hopefully this will help you guys. So let's go to Acts. Let's go to the book of Acts. Let's go to the book of Acts. The book of Acts chapter 7 and verse, let's get verse 51. Ye stiff-necked and uncircumcised in the heart and ears, ye do always resist the Ruach HaKodesh, as your fathers did, so do ye. Stiff-necked. The thing that jumped out at me, again, being on the road a lot of times, I have to have my neck on a swivel, right? Always looking around, even listening, trying to hear, especially if I'm coming across a train track, to not only see if a train is coming, because one, I might not be able to see it, but hear it, right? And like I said before, the adversary has put out so much out there to distract us visually and, catch our ear, right? We can't see it, but if, and having a stiff neck, you have to turn your whole body, right, to turn around, right? So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. So I'll tell you what. So let's go to 2 Chronicles. Let's go to 2 Chronicles. Give me a second, family. Let's go to 2 Chronicles. Let's go to 2 Chronicles chapter 7. And I know you guys again should know where I'm going at. 2 Chronicles chapter 7, verse 14. If my people, which are called by my name, shall humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then will I hear from heaven and will forgive their sin and will heal their land. So my people which are called by my name. Think about this. If somebody call your name, you're going to turn in the direction they're calling from. Right? Think about that. Again, the Most High just use everyday things we do. All these principles, right? But if you stiff-neck, right? You know, most of you people, you know, what he's saying is they're ignoring it, right? You know, uncircumcised of the ear, right? Because again, like I said, you know, you have to hear it. You know, you're trying to hear his voice, right? And then to turn away from your wicked ways. Like I say, if I'm driving down the street, I'm coming to an intersection, right? I'm not only looking both ways, but the direction that I want to turn in, I'm going to face that way as I'm turning, right? Again, show you just in everyday uses how the Most High use these examples in the natural to manifest in the spiritual. But our people would rather, you know, continue to do the things and focus on the things that are distracting them, right? They don't want to hear, right? They're not, you know, hearing his word. You know, they're not turning their head, right, to turn away from the distraction, right? But also, if you notice, he says, you know, he says, and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then will I hear from heaven. So that not only, you know, if you call out, you know, he's going to turn as well. So if you turn away from your wicked ways, you know, and you call out to him, he's going to, in return, turn back to you. Again, just, you know, functional. Things that we would see these concepts and these principles in our everyday life. Just like if you had a child. If you had a child, a little kid, and a little baby, you know, running somewhere or whatever, playing, you know, you will call them. And what they normally do, them kids, they turn their head and they turn around. Again, you know, like I said, it's amazing how the Father used just simple logic, right? He's not using nothing that's, you know, over the top, you know, exaggerated. He's just using simple concepts, and we overlook them even in our everyday life. So let's go to Exodus. Let's go to Exodus chapter 24. Exodus chapter 24, and I want to get verse 12. And Yahweh said unto Moses, come up unto me in the mount, and be there, and I will give thee tablets of stone, and a law and commandments, which I have written, that thou mayest teach them. And Moses rose up, and his minister Joshua, and Moses went up unto the mount of Elohim. So the Most High gave them tablets of stone. He's going to give them tablets of stone. I'll tell you what, let's stay in Exodus. Let's get 31, and I want to get verse 18. And he gave unto Moses, when he had made an end of communing with him upon Mount Sinai, 2 tablets of testimony, tablets of stone written with the finger of Elohim. Again, let that sink in. Let that sink in. Let that sink in. Tell you what, let's go to John. Let's go to John right fast. again, I know some of you guys probably see it right by now. You see these, how the Most High used natural things, but he shows the spiritual in his examples to really direct us back. Right? So let's go to John, right? Let's go to John chapter 1. And let's get verse 14. And the Word was made flesh and dwelt among us, and we beheld the glory as of the only begotten Son of the Father, full of grace and truth. So the Word was made flesh. So, the Word was the law. So the law became flesh. What's so powerful about that to me is I remember brother Joseph and I, when we first got to the truth, we had a lamb that we had with some other family members that we was with, that we had got together and we purchased, and some of the brothers and I, the leaders, we went to go watch this animals being prepared for Passover, and seeing this animal suffer, it was humbling because it made this make sense to me. And this is why I always say that, Hamashiach, right, Yeshua, a lot of people like to talk about, he done away with the law, talking about Jesus, right? He done away with the law, so we don't have to keep it and all that. And they really missed it. And but even for my brothers and sisters that are in what we call the truth again, a lot of us missing it. We missing it, and seeing this animal suffer, right? And knowing what Yeshua had to go through was humbling, right? It softened our hearts, right? Because our forefathers became more ritualistic, man. It was, I commit a sin. I'm gonna give up an animal, and not understanding that the Most High wanted, a humble and contrite heart. And that's why their hearts and their ears are uncircumcised and their hearts are hard, stony. It was just about the law, but not understanding that. Yeah, but yeah, just imagine if that was you, or just imagine if that was your child, just like forefather Abram with his son. That's how the Most High knew he feared him, because of the fact that he was willing to sacrifice his only begotten son. And it's humbling. It doesn't mean I'm perfect. Doesn't mean that I know everything. I mean, I'm not even scratching the surface. I'm still learning every day and trying to grow every day. And for me, that's why I really and truly, I have my own faults like everybody else, but I choose to I look at things and I see things, and it really affects me a lot differently, especially after this experience and other things. And, you begin to see how challenging, it's an honorable responsibility that we have as a people, but I don't think our people really take it. Again, it's just the way I think about things. I don't think our people really take it that serious. I think it has become this puffed upness, amongst Israel. It's like, we don't even realize the amount of work we have to do as a family. This is my opinion. So I just typically like to, I put that on my shoulder, and I just typically like walk away and separate myself on many aspects because I feel like that burden is on me in many aspects. And I don't think our people really, I think our people just like to sit back and just wait and not do. And again, not that I do everything so perfect. So let me be clear about that. It's so much more that, again, that I have to learn and get to. And again, it's, you know, I don't think I could ever repay the Most High, at least getting me to this point. You know, I owe so much. But anyway, I don't go too far. But anyway, like I said, so again, you know, I just hope all that makes sense to you guys. So let's go back. Let's get back to the lesson. Let's go to Jeremiah. Let's go to Jeremiah 31. Jeremiah 31. And we're going to start off at 31. Right? Jeremiah 31 and 31. Behold, the days come, says Yahweh, that I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah, not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day that I took them by the hand to bring them out of the land of Egypt, which my covenant they break, although I was an husband unto them, says Yahweh. But this shall be the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days, says Yahweh. I will put my law in their inward parts and write it in their heart, and I will be their Elohim, and they shall be my people. So they're going to write the law in our inward parts. That's why Yeshua became the law made flesh. Because now you'll see, oh, that can happen to me. Oh, that can happen to my loved ones. So I'm going to write that law in my heart. Because again, if the law that you will use an animal, okay, you ain't learned nothing. But now you take away that animal, and it requires your blood, your loved one. It you know, now the responsibility becomes, you know what, I want to make sure I teach this to my children, because I ain't trying to let that fall on my children. You know what I'm saying? And again, it's functional. It makes sense. You know, again, connecting the natural with the spiritual, taking them, because they you know, they work hand in hand. They work hand in hand. So let's get Ezekiel. Let's go to Ezekiel. Let's get Ezekiel chapter 30, chapter 36, and let's get verse 26. 36 and 26. A new heart also will I give you, and a new spirit will I put within you. And I will take away the stony heart out of your flesh, and I will give you an heart of flesh. See, that's why you choose the law made flesh. He was taking away that stony heart. Because, you know, the law had to be manifested into flesh. So for you to get, because as long as it was written in stone. See, this is why it's dangerous when these people say the law is done away with, because they're not understanding, go from the natural to the spiritual. The law is still there. The law is still there. The law hasn't changed. It's just that the principles now fall on you. That's why it's dangerous, man, following these people, man, that tell you the law is done away with. These people think that Yeshua came and just got rid of the law. No. He didn't get rid of the law. He was the law man. He was the law manifested. into flesh. He came to show you this is going to be required of you. It's not going to be required of those animals. I tell you what, let's do this here, then we're going to close this right fast. Let's go to Hebrews. Let's go to the book of Hebrews. We're gonna go to two places. We're gonna go Hebrews 8 and 8 first. Let's go to Hebrews 8 and 8 first. For finding fault with them, he said, behold, the days come, says Yahweh, when I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah, not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the days when I took them by the hand to lead them out of the land of Egypt, because they continue not in my covenant. Remember, they broke the covenant. They broke the law. And I regarded them not, says Yahweh. For this is the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days, says Yahweh. I will put my law in their mind and write them in their hearts, and I will be to them an Elohim, and they shall be to me a people. See, in religion, they keep telling you that when Yeshua came, he came and just done away with all the laws, which don't make any sense. Because if you ask these people, well, hold on, well, can I steal? Can I commit murder? You know, can I rob? You know, then they look at you like, well, no, you get, well, that's part of the law then. The law is against those things. You know, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not commit murder, thou shalt not, you know, bear false witness, so on and so forth. But you're telling me the law is done away with. And so you see how stupid, foolish that sounds? Or let me not say that, but you see how foolish that sounds? But instead of going and understanding, going from the natural to the spiritual to get it. Because they would understand these concepts. They would understand what law they was talking about. Because you didn't see these people go around. If the law was done away with after Yeshua, then why would the Most High send him? Remember, the law says that if you had innocent blood on your hand and you didn't commit it, there was a place of refuge. Why would they provide them a place of refuge? That doesn't make any sense. Remember, your captivity was not just a place of refuge. Again, in your place of refuge, you know, there's a redemption. If the law's done away with, well, how you need a kinsman redeemer? You see how I'm laying out all these principles? The law says that you have to have a kinsman redeemer, because remember, you were sold into bondage. You were sold into bondage. You had your land stolen. You had your identity stolen. There's a kinsman redeemer. It's part of the law. But the Most High, he's so perfect. He take the law and he show you and he bring back those principles and he lay them back out. Because he don't break covenant. That's why he keeps saying, you know, they broke my covenant. But in them breaking my covenant, I'm going to make this new covenant with them, but keeping the same principles of the old covenant. But I'm going to take away that stony heart. I'm going to give them a heart of flesh. So anyway, let's stay in Hebrews. Let's go to Hebrews 10. And let's run this down. I want you to get Hebrews 10, and let's get verse 4. For it is not possible that the blood of bulls and of goats shall take away sin. Therefore, when he cometh into the world, he said, sacrifice and offerings wouldst not be a body, hast thou prepared of me. In burnt offering and sacrifice for sin thou hast no pleasure. Again, the Most High had no pleasure in that. Like I said, that's why I gave the example of me and the brother Joseph understanding when we, for one of the Passovers, when we had purchased a lamb and watching that lamb suffer, it made sense. So anyway, family, so with that being said, as usual, peace, love. Shalom.